I remember making my first $1,000 with photography. This was a huge goal of mine when me and my wife were just starting our photography business, and I was just so excited when I reached that goal. I see a lot of videos on YouTube that say, how to make 100K, like six figures and things like that. And nothing against those videos or those people, but when you're a beginner and you're just starting out, I think it's more realistic to set a goal like, $500, $1,000. And I feel like, you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself because the goal isn't too big. And this is something that you can easily accomplish. And it's also going to build your confidence moving forward to accomplish more goals. So if you're just starting out, or maybe you just started your photography business and it's not really making money yet, then stay on this video because this video is for you. I'm going to be giving you 3 tips that I feel like can help you make $1,000 fast if you're a beginner and just starting with photography. What's going on? A-Train here, bringing y'all another video, and you already know I'm not going to waste your time, so let's get straight into it. So tip number 1 is to do event photography. This is something that helped me and my wife started making money like pretty fast in our photography business, and I'm going to talk a little bit later about how we got our first event gig. But for these events, this is something that I feel like, especially as a beginner, you can charge more for. So when we first started, we were doing like portrait sessions, like mostly like family photography. We started out super cheap. We were charging $40 per session, which is, kind of hard to say right now, kind of embarrassing, but you got to start somewhere, right? So of course, because we were charging super cheap, we were doing high volume, and we were just kind of, like burnt out. And we were like, it's no way we can keep doing all these sessions and just making $40 per session. Like, that's not even enough for gas. You know what I mean? I started doing some research and looking into other options. We started to network more and stuff like that. So our first event gig actually landed from a person that my wife knew. So she works at a school. They were having a graduation ceremony, and she reached out and just asked if we could do it. I guess you could say we got lucky and that landed in our lap, and it's not always going to work like that. And I don't want y'all to just sit back and just kind of wait for things to come to you. But then again, we were putting in the work. We were putting all our work out there, like on social media. Every time we talked to people, we would tell them we do photography. We were handing out a lot of business cards. So we were actually putting in the work. And I think that's where this gig came from, because this person seen us always posting photos on social media. But event photography is not really hard to get into. At that time, we didn't have a huge portfolio. We weren't the best photographers. Looking back at our work now, it was trash. But to be honest, from my experience, a lot of people that, or I guess I could say some people that are doing events, they're not looking for you to be the best photographer, because honestly, a lot of those people just need a photographer. They don't really care too much about how the photos look. They just need a photographer to show up for a certain amount of time and shoot the event. And also, I don't think you need the best skills to do event photography, right? I think the main thing is you need to learn like lighting and flash, which I feel like you can learn that pretty quick. I actually have a bunch of videos on my channel that teach you about flash photography, so plug for those videos, check out those videos. But if you know lighting, then you can do event photography. You don't need the best camera, anything like that. I like that you don't really have to know posing, and being that we were beginners, we didn't really know how to pose people. Events is just catching like candid shots for the most part, and people are just doing, just the basic looking at the camera type poses and looks and things like that. So skill wise, you don't need a bunch of skills. I think it's something that's quick to get into and can make you a lot of money. So quick question before I get into tip number 2, how did you make your first $1,000 with photography? Leave me a comment down below. All right, so for tip number 2, we're going to talk about mini sessions. Now, I'll be honest with you, I have a love-hate relationship for mini sessions. If you've been on the channel for a while, you've seen me kind of talk about them. I think, we don't really do them too much anymore, but I think when you're just starting out, it's something that's, once again, it's easy to get into, and you can make a good amount of money. You could easily make $1,000 in one day or a weekend if you book these out and just set them up right and price them correctly. When I was a beginner, I honestly started doing mini sessions because I seen a lot of other photographers doing them. I seen like they were booking out and they were just shooting like so many mini sessions. I was like, man, this must be the secret sauce to, booking a lot of clients and making a lot of money. So, I seen that people were doing mini sessions. So I told my wife, like, hey, this is something that we need to check out and start doing. Now, the thing about mini sessions that I noticed and why I think, it's a great type of photography to make your first $1,000 pretty fast is it's a huge demand for these types of sessions. So with these, you will mainly see people doing like family photography. You could do these for other genres, but You know, we did family photography, and there's always like a lot of moms that are just trying to take pictures. It's a huge demand for it. So, you know, I think it's perfect to get into just because you know it's something that has worked for other people, and most likely it's going to work for you. All right, so the last tip I have for y'all is creating social media content for businesses. Now, with the way the world is now and so many people needing content and starting online businesses, you have like influencers. It's just so many types of people that need photography. And this is a niche of photography that there's a high demand for this stuff, right? Even if you're just starting out, I feel like it could be kind of easy to get into this type of photography and make a good amount of money. Now with this niche, it's many different things and different ways that you could serve these businesses and online businesses. You could do product photography. So you have businesses who need photos of their products, or maybe they have a listing on Amazon and they need photos of their products. You know, that's something that's easy to get into. You could just buy a white backdrop from Amazon. You could set up the products, get you some lighting, and you could take some shots. That's pretty easy. You also have headshots, so you could do these in your home. Y'all have seen me do these in my garage, in my home. You could go on location, which could be, you know, something else you could charge for to kind of make more money. And you could also do personal branding for businesses. So you could go into the business and you could take shots of them working. So it's more, you know, just a natural type photo where they're actually doing their job, or, you know, like having somebody on the computer. So that's a type of photography that people are looking for. So you definitely want to do your research on businesses and just kind of scope some businesses out. You can kind of tell which businesses need this type of stuff. You may have some that they don't really update their social media, or maybe the current stuff they have just isn't that good, and you could kind of pitch yourself and show them that you can create better type images and content for their businesses. And I'll be honest with you, in this situation, and maybe even for the other stuff, you may have to do a free shoot just to kind of get yourself in the door, but that can lead to bigger opportunities. And also, you've just built a connection, right? You have a connection with the business. You know, you went in, you did the shoot, you did a great job. They may reach out for future opportunities. So you never know what's going to come from just putting yourself out there and maybe just doing something for free to show someone the quality you can put out and just how good you can do. That can lead to great opportunities in the future. If you want more information and just want to dive deeper into making money as a beginner, and also just resources that are going to help you with starting your business, then I recommend checking out my photography business starter kit, which I will have a link down below for that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though.